Howdy, compelled unbeliever here. In the wake of the recent disasters where churches were destroyed in the hurricanes that occurred in the Carolinas and Florida, and also the recent synagogue shooting that happened in Pittsburg, I would like to discuss the sanctity or holiness of places of worship. It just got real.
Oh, wow.
First of all, I would like to express my condolences to anyone who lost loved ones, family members, etc. in the synagogue shootings, and for the people that lost loved ones in the hurricanes that occurred this year. Church shootings. Are places of worship actually sanctified by God? The word sanctify means holy, set apart, or consecrated. In the Christian church, there is what's called a sanctuary, and the root word of the sanctuary, where it comes from, is it means a safe place or refuge. Places of worship, be it synagogues, churches, mosques, or temples, are known as the dwelling places of God. I would expect that in God's house, of all places, that would be the ultimate of refuge, that it would be impossible for anyone to come to any harm in a place of worship. It really disturbs me to think of how many people were praying and pleading to their God as someone shot them in the face and splattered their brains all over the walls in a church. In the United States, there have been recent stories of church members taking guns to church for protection. If people are now taking guns to churches for their protection, what does that say about their faith and their God to protect them? Recently, there have been hurricanes in the Carolinas and Florida which have taken people's lives. The Abrahamic God established very clearly in the Old Testament that his will supersedes that of man. Jonah did not want to go where he wanted him to, so he had Jonah swallowed by a fish and delivered him to where God wanted him to be. God exercised mind control on Pharaoh and would not allow Pharaoh to let God's people go when Moses and Aaron asked him to let God's people go. If God was all-powerful, then he could completely protect any of his dwelling places, any of his churches, any of his places of worship from harm of any kind. So if we rebuild synagogues, churches, mosques, temples after they have been destroyed by natural disasters, are we not going against God's will? He wanted them destroyed in the first place. Are places of worship holy, consecrated, or sanctified? They are definitely deemed to be so by man. So does God simply not care? Or does God not exist? I am compelled unbeliever. I no longer believe there is a God.